morning guys, Scott here. Look, I want to share with you what happened. When was the moment that I just clicked, something just snapped, and I went from nothing to 16 properties in 6 years. I want to share with you the secret of what happened up here in my mind that got me to take this massive level of action. Let's be honest, property strategies are known. Many people have done it, not 5 or 10 people. We're talking hundreds of people. We're talking thousands of people. Globally, millions of people. Millions of people have made millions of dollars through basic, fundamental, uncomplicated, safe property investment. So the strategies are known. And yes, you need to build your level of expertise, and you've got to know what you're doing to get the best result. But the strategies are known. The missing link is us. You've got people that take action, and you've got people that don't take action. Now, I want to share with you my theory on this. Why do some people take action, some people don't? Well, for me, I can tell you exactly what that was. So, I grew up in New Zealand as a young boy in a single mother home. I love my mum. I'm so close to my mum. You know, I'm 43, 44. I speak to my mum every day. If I don't talk to my mum for a little while, I don't see her for a little while, I miss her unbelievably. I see it as my role to love, honor, and protect and take care of my mum, but she loves me, gives me more love, and takes care of me a lot more still to this day. And I'm a grown man. But you know, I remember the moment that something in my mind just snapped, and life had been tough. You know, I'd grown up, I'd been bullied. You know, I grew up in a home where there was no money, there was a lot of fear. Mum and dad always arguing. I was terrified of my old man. And, you know, I moved out of home in my teens. And, you know, by 19, I had my first daughter. By 25, I had 4 kids. My dream was to always have a family, just a happy family. That was my dream. I never wanted to be rich or famous or any of that. I just wanted to have a happy family. I wanted to live a good, happy family life. And you can imagine at 24, 25, 26, 4 kids, 1 salary. You can imagine I quickly found out about this thing called money and how important money was. I'd been taught money wasn't important. No one ever spoke to me about money. Money was never discussed. I was never taught anything about money. I was never taught the skills that I would need to earn money. I didn't know how to manage a career, progress a career. I didn't know what skills I needed. I had no one mentoring me. I didn't know how to save my money. And I certainly didn't know how to invest and multiply my money. So the years go by, I'm working my guts out, I'm taking care of the family, building golden memories, having the time of my life, definitely ups and downs in the marriage. And you know, 2008, marriage comes to an end. Today we're great friends, but at that time it was really hard. Marriage comes to an end. And not long after, I find myself a single father. I've got care of my 4 children. I'm alone. I don't have much family or any family here in Sydney to help me out. Mum's sick. You know, during that time, Mum was spending 2-3 months a year in hospital. And I remember I'd go and see my mum whenever I could, 3-4 times a week. I'd finish work, I'd get in the car, I'd make sure the kids had food, and I'd drive up to the hospital. I'd go and see my mum. It was so hard to see her. Sometimes I used to leave the hospital, just bawl my eyes out. You know, call out to God, ask for help, ask for support to get through it all, to keep doing what I what I had to be doing. But you know, I remember the moment that I was sitting in my apartment. It was a 2-bedroom apartment. My 3 boys were living in one room. My daughter was in the other room. I was living in the sitting room. I was living on the couch. And I remember that I just was sitting there, I was looking at my life, I was looking at my children. And as I looked at my children, I just cried. And something inside me just snapped. And for the first time in my life, I thought to myself, my children deserve way more than this. My children deserve a better father. My children deserve a better life. My mum's in hospital. I want to take care of her. And I'm sick and tired of distracting myself with different things, useless things. I'm tired of it all. I'm tired of lying to myself that life's okay. And I said, this is going to change, and it's going to change right now. And life had become so painful. There was no more room for excuses. There was no more room for putting things off. There was no more room for procrastination. And I put my foot down and I said, I was honest with myself at my life condition. I said, this will change. And I went on a journey and I learned everything that I could about money, about multiplying money, about investing money, and about trying to find a way out. I spent a year doing that, and I made my first property investment. 6 years later, I've now got 16 properties. I've built an impenetrable financial fortress, positive cash flow, tax deductions. You know, I just refinanced some of my properties. I'm drawing out equity, and now I've got what you call a self-sustaining portfolio. I never need to put money into my portfolio again to keep growing it. My portfolio grows itself. So it obviously takes some time to get to that point, but now I'm there. And so I can add properties to my portfolio now. I don't have to add any extra money to my portfolio. But you see, here's the great lesson. The great lesson is this, that we mostly won't do things for ourselves. Think about the great heroes. Great heroes normally became heroes because they did something for someone else. You know, you hear the story of, you know, the young girl in New York pinned under a car, and a stranger is walking by, and the mother is screaming, and the daughter's pinned under this car, under the wheel, and a stranger walks by and just somehow is able to lift this car enough to get this little girl out from under the car. You know, you hear about stories of people trapped in buildings and courageous firemen, you know, courageous police officers, courageous strangers will go into the building and rescue these people. You know, we hear about these atrocities, these you know, the shootings and things that we see, and so many stories of heroes, people that risked their life and gave their life for complete strangers. I mean, we think of September 11, the World Trade Towers, and we hear the transcripts, the voices, the recordings and the stories of the people on the plane as the planes were hijacked. You know, people got up and you know, stood up for everyone else on those planes in an attempt to try and retake the plane. So, you know, you think about the single mom that 2-3 kids at home. I don't know how they do it. They go to work every single day. They push themselves through all this tiredness. They've still got to be loving, caring, nurturing moms. And our single fathers, single dads, it's no different. It's absolutely no different. We will do more for other people than we will do for ourselves. That's the great secret. So see, it was never about the money. People say to me, oh, Scott, you're all about the money. You're all about the money. It's never about the money. It's about family. It's about freedom. It's about time. It's about having the time to contribute. It's about having the time to do the things that you love. I know it's a bit of a cliche, you know, follow your dreams, all that. You can't do that unless you've got financial freedom. And look, that is going to come when you make it a priority. Now, most people that I work with, I've worked with over 500 people now to invest, to build financial freedom. Most people are not excited about the money. Most people are not chasing money. Most people are not money hungry, but they're family orientated, they're family focused, or they're service focused. You know, I've got these great clients, they're doctors, a husband and wife team. They're a beautiful couple. They're in regional New South Wales. Wonderful couple from India, been in Australia 7 years. Finally got their permanent residency, now in a position to be able to invest in property. And when we sat down and we talked about their lives, we didn't talk about the numbers, we talked about their lives. And their dream was to have a passive income so that they could travel the world, spend time all over Australia, other countries, and donate their time to serve the wider family. Not just their own family, the community, the world. They wanted to do that. So they can't do that when they're trading time for money. They're stuck in their jobs. They're serving in their jobs too. That's fine. They love their work, but they wanted the choice to work when they wanted, to travel when they wanted, to serve how they wanted, where they wanted. They wanted that choice. They wanted time with their children. You know, the doctors work so hard. I mean, there's so many business owners, hardworking professionals, our corporate workers. We're working more hours than ever. It's so competitive now for the top jobs. And it's only going to get more and more competitive as the world changes. So it's never about the money. It's always about, and if you're struggling now to find a reason why for you to save up that first deposit, or to make time to get educated, to make the time to invest, whatever it's going to be, shares, property, whatever you decide to do, think of the people that are going to suffer, or think of the people that are going to have less because of your inaction. Think of how great you can make the lives of the people around you. Think of the example you can be, your children, your parents, your community, right? Complete strangers somewhere in this world that you could be serving. Think of that if you're struggling to get that motivation. Think of those people that you could be helping, the example you could be, and when you do that, you'll find the motivation to push through. I know that was true for me. I know that's true for the majority of people that I work with, and that's the people that I love to work with, heart-centered people. It's never about the money, guys. It's always about something else: family, freedom, legacy, contribution, growth. This is what it's really about. I hope that's helped, guys. I really appreciate you guys. Big love out to everyone. Have a fantastic day.